Today we're here to do something completely different. I'm sat here in a Group B Peugeot 205 T16 and we're here to celebrate the 30th anniversary of this incredible car winning the World Rally Championship. You've got a beautiful car. Tell me a bit about it.
It was built in Coventry, built by Peugeot Sport UK, run by Des O'Dell back in 1989 for an American driver called John Woodman.
Yeah.
It did the Olympus Rally, teammates with Ua Kankinen.
Tell me a bit about you, Kevin, and your passion for rallying.
Well, my passion started a long time ago, but very much like you, Chris. I started as a young driver. I did a championship called the 205 Challenge, and the prize for winning that was to be a works driver for the Peugeot team. And back in 1989, I won it. I'm lucky enough to do it, teammates with Richard Burns and Colin McRae.
Yeah.
Won classes on international WRC rounds. What sort of experience have you got with four-wheel drive?
No experience whatsoever. I mean, I've grown up with the front-wheel drive cars, so hopefully one day I'm going to get my chance soon in a four-wheel drive.
If I'm feeling confident enough, I might hand over the wheel and see how it goes. It's very slippy today and it's tricky conditions. As you know, the car's got 380 horsepower, four-wheel drive, it's a 1.7 litre turbocharged car, so most of the revs and all that power happens in about 2,000 RPM. It's a really difficult car to drive. We're on slicks, it's wet grass all around the track, and it'd take a very brave man to not only to drive it, but to let you drive.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think if you've got a bit of Vatanen spirit in you, you'd like to have a go today?
Absolutely, it'd be a dream.
Right, let's put you behind the wheel then and see if you can drive. But just before you go out, the one thing I've got to say is it is my pride and joy, so be careful.
Okay.
All right, I'll shout at you and I'll get your dad to shout at you.
We're going from the 208, all the modern technology, and then 30 years back in time to just experience that. Everything was different in the car, but man, the power out of the corners when the turbo kicked in and turning into the corners. I'm not used to not having power steering, so after the first corner, we were okay after the first corner, but just unbelievable power. It's a real beast now. I know why this car has been so popular, and why it's changed the face of Peugeot and rallying now, because it's just unbelievable. You can imagine Ari Vatanen doing Rally San Remo or Corsica, no power steering for 3 or 4 days of rallying. It must have been brutal, really.
But back in those days, it was very much to just give the driver some power and let him hang on to what he can.
And just before we went out for the first lap, Ari came over and wished me luck and said, "You're gonna never forget this experience," and he was definitely right. It was unbelievable. I hope you enjoyed our T16 film. It was an incredible opportunity back at the start of the year when I had the chance to drive this legendary 205 T16. And since then I had another incredible opportunity to drive the new 208 T16 in France, and it was really interesting to compare the two cars. The difference between the two cars is really massive. There's obviously 30 years of difference between the technologies between the two cars, so the new car is a lot more easy to drive, a lot more driver aids, and it's more like a PlayStation. Interestingly, the old car is so much more powerful, so in a straight line sprint it'd be definitely faster, but the new car with the new technology, suspension, sequential gearbox, over a full stage, it'd definitely be fastest. But I still have a lot of respect for the legends back in the day that used to rally the 205 T16. I can't wait for the next opportunity to drive this legend again, but for now it's going back in its box.